TV on the wall. Who's the dumbest of them all? Yes, the world deserves to know which CNN hack is Curly and which one is Mo. Last night, I proclaimed Chris Cuomo as the second dumbest man on CNN. That's like being the second drunkest slow-pitch softball player. But at that network, the competition is fierce. For my money, Don Lemon remains the champion. But not everyone agreed, including Tucker Carlson.
Chris Cuomo really gets the credit he deserves for being the single dumbest person ever to perform on cable news. He makes Don Lemon look like a particle physicist.
So by comparison, he makes Don Lemon look like a particle physicist. Or as Chris Cuomo might call it, a make things go boom doctor guy. So is it time to decide who has fewer brains inside? Short of an autopsy, there's only one way to find out.
The great Tucker Carlson-Greg Gutfeld debate.
Tonight's debate, which host replaced his brain with a steel plate? Joining me now, host of Tucker Carlson Tonight and Tucker Carlson Today, it's Tucker Carlson.
Thank you, Greg.
Yes. It's a friendly chat with Tucker about two stupid. But before we get started, let's take a look at some clips, Tucker, and remind people who we're dealing with. First, let's start with Tucker's choice, Mr. Cuomo.
Only in America, kids. Let's get after it. The official re-entry from the basement, cleared by CDC. A little sweaty, just worked out. Happens. Please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful. In scale, this was the actual swab that was being used to fit up that double-barrel shotgun that you have mounted on the front of your pretty face.
You know, no doubt that was pretty dumb, but can Don beat that?
Democratic cities are in chaos right now.
Crime is rising.
Defund
police.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. And again, defunding police. It's like the president is a racist and he is a demagogue. Believing the lies on the internet instead of science. It's time to start shaming them. What else? Or leave them behind. Nothing wrong with Botox.
People don't know what they eat,
Look,
what they drink,
I tried it
what they
once.
smoke.
My eyebrow went up. I don't have it now. As you can see, I got all these wrinkles. Everybody asks me when I'm going to get. You need Botox.
Well, it's stupid. So I contend that while Cuomo makes dumber decisions than Lemon, Lemon is just naturally slower. Cuomo is more of a performer, where Lemon just speaks his mind, which explains his stupidity. So, Tucker, persuade me that I am incorrect.
Let me just say, we disagree, but we don't need to be disagreeable. We're friends. I don't want this in any way to affect our longstanding friendship. I agreed with you for many years. I thought that Chris Cuomo was putting on an act. He, you know, the weightlifting, the calling the bro talk, the huge swab. I thought he was like Bowser on Shana Na, who actually went to Columbia. Do you know what I mean? It was a part.
What a reference.
And then I watched him, because I used to work at CNN. I know people there. I pay attention. That guy is every bit as stupid as he seems. He went to Yale Law School. His dad was the governor of New York at the time. And he doesn't know what's in the First Amendment. He has zero sense of humor, which is always a tell. But here is the absolute settling factor. He speaks only in cliches. If you listen carefully to Chris Cuomo, you will find not a single phrase that you can't instantly get on Instagram. All of it. So dumb people speak in cliches. Don Lemon, by contrast, not a genius, but he gets the joke. Like, he sort of knows, I'm a guy with no skills. I was a local news anchor in Atlanta, and look where I am now. He finds the whole thing hilarious.
Right? All right, so, okay, that was fairly persuasive. I'm going to have the audience vote after we get to the point of this. But I will say that Don Lemon, his stupidity was unmatched when he claimed that violence in the cities didn't exist because he just went out and had a nice meal. So it's like he is in a full. And I honestly, he felt that because he was recognized, he was on the street. Oh, and they recognized me. It was great. I had a nice meal. Therefore, there were no assaults and homicides in New York City.
No, Greg. That's not stupidity. That's narcissism. He lives in a Don Lemon bubble, and everything is great in Don Lemon world at all times. And that's kind of what I like about him.
So you enjoy Don Lemon because he's not very bright and he knows it.
He's Mr. Rourke from Fantasy Island. Welcome to Don Lemon's world. I mean, there's something so Corinthian leather about him. So unbelievably cheesy in a 1979 way that I don't know. He pushes my buttons.
Boy, you really are diplomatic. Who would you want? So I was going to ask you, who would you fish a lot? Who would you like to go fishing with? Would it be, obviously would have to be with Don.
Don Lemon, in a very famous interview, on the record at lunch, in fact, ordered for dessert lemon sorbet. And when corrected, he said, no, I'm afraid it's pronounced sorbet. He did not acknowledge that he had no idea how to pronounce the frozen dessert, and he wasn't embarrassed. So my dream is to have a long dinner with Don Lemon.
Do you know what, I think what unites both of those candidates for dumbest person at CNN is the lack of embarrassment. Like,
yes.
They go out there, they deliver the same tripe every day, but they wake up and they're as happy as clams.
No, I disagree. Chris Cuomo's totally tormented. You watch Chris Cuomo, and there's a deep self-loathing. Like, he knows how dumb he is, and he's mad about it. That's what the anabolic steroids are about, obviously.
I don't know.
Don Lemon is totally happy in his mindless haze.
I'm going to ask the panel here, who's being most persuasive here, Dave?
Well, I think Tucker's winning here, but I think the next time you guys do this, you need to widen the net to MSNBC, because get Joy Reid in there, and then it's almost impossible.
But no, we don't. We could do that. Yeah, but we could just pit Joy Reid against
She weaponizes it.
Nicole Wallace. I think next week we could do Joy Reid versus Nicole Wallace, or we could do Brian Stelter versus Breonna Keller. Is that her name, Tucker?
Oh, the former morning zoo girl from the AM radio show in Yakima, Washington? Yeah. She's not even on the list. She doesn't qualify. By the way, the woman, not Joy Reid, the other one on MSNBC, is so loathsome, I am proud to say I have never uttered her name since I met her in 1999 when she was Jeb Bush's flack. She was nasty and stupid then. She's worse now. Worst person I've ever met.
You know, this might be the greatest segment. I see you guys looking at me with consternation.
Well, I'm just amazed by the expertise that you both have about these CNN programs. Are you the only people in America who watch these shows?
This is our world, man.
Well, actually, you make the point. The people who watch those shows are dumber than Lemon and Cuomo combined.
They watch it because it's so damn funny. It's the funniest show. It's funnier than the late night comics. Tucker, we got to roll. Thank you so much for participating in our inaugural debate.
Anytime. And we're still friends. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Tucker.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.